Hey Libra, this is your bi-weekly reading. So we are taking a look at the period of time that goes from the new moon on January 11th in Capricorn to the full moon on January 25th in Leo. So that's the waxing phase of the moon. And we are looking at how we can work with, nope, that was it. Feeling that. I almost am feeling this. Oh, I'm gonna have to reshuffle. Sorry, you guys. I just I'm feeling it, then not feeling it. So anyway, this is, at least you know that it's got to be intuitively right for me, right? Like, at least you can see the process. It's not always a perfect filming. No, I'm feeling this one. Okay. It was the one that was from before. How funny is that? You guys saw it. You guys saw that. That's funny. That cracks me up. Okay. So, so we're working with the waxing phase of the moon energy. This particular full or new moon energy is one for the books for this year. I'm not saying it's the best one. I'm not saying it's the only one to work with. I am, however, saying that you would be remiss if you did not work with the energy for this particular moon phase. I just put up a video earlier today that talks about the astrology of this particular new moon and how that actually sets us up for, actually the rest of 2024 in a way. So I would go watch that for sure. But that's what we're working with. Not all new moons, I would say, are like, oh, set your intentions and plant your seeds and do all these things, right? But this is one to do that with, right? So in this reading, we are looking at which area of life you are being directed towards and how, if you were to put your time, energy, and attention into this area, how it would really benefit all areas of your life. It would just ripple out and affect all these other areas of your life in the most positive way. Now, it's not to say that you only focus on this area of your life and neglect all other areas, just giving it more time, energy, and attention, right? So what area of life is being pointed out for you? And it's the third house, right? Now, third house, as it says here, aptly says communication. Yes, it is about communication, but that is not the only thing that it is about, right? The third house also has to do with, if you have siblings, it can have to do with your siblings. You don't have to have siblings, so don't worry if you don't. But it also has to do with your kind of where you go in your day-to-day life, your we could say your neighborhood and daily routine. So, where you go walk your dog, or where you go get your groceries, or which farmer's market do you go to, or which CVS do you go to, or, whatever it is, right? Or your neighbors in your neighborhood, right? Very much local travel, very much keeping it very local. So we're not talking about driving across a couple state lines, right? We're talking about local, and that's the area of life that we're looking at. And, the kinds of routines and habits, I'm not talking about when you brush your teeth or drink your morning matcha or something like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about more so I drive this route, right? This is where I go. I drive to work, or I work from home, but I walk my dog first, or, whatever it is, those kinds of habits, where you go, which park you go to, right? That kind of thing. So this particular area of your life, that's what we're looking at. And let's see, what do I want to get into first? Yeah, let's talk about the spiritual advice card that's coming through first. So we have the Six of Swords here, and it just seems like there are some things that, and perhaps even people, that you may not feel necessarily resonant with at this particular time, and you might need to address that. It may feel like you are leaving behind people, but I would say you are allowing them to be where they are if this does involve other people. But you are basically moving on to a next level, another area of your life, right? Moving forward to this next journey, or upgrading or up-leveling certain areas of your life in certain ways as they relate to these areas of your life, right? And that may mean that it changes your routine, it changes your habits, it changes who you interact with, or where you go, or how that happens. It might even mean, it's not a fourth house card, but it could mean changing where you live in the neighborhood, right? Or changing which neighborhood. It could have something to do with that. So more so, I feel for a lot of you, it's probably going to have to do with communication, and that there might be conversations that you need to have with certain people. And while it does look like a somber card, I do see the Six of Swords as being a card that is empowering, right? It's choosing to continue to grow and to move forward. And also it might be bittersweet. That's what I was looking for. That's the phrase I was looking for. It might be bittersweet. There might be conversations you need to have with people about maybe spending less time with them, or if it's like with siblings, maybe there is like a split in directions, like where you guys are growing towards, or one person is not growing and you are, right? Things like that. So I just see this as like taking the bittersweet experience and recognizing what's there, recognizing what might need to shift in terms of your daily habits and patterns, and like what's happening in your neighborhood and your community. By the way, this can also mean your online community. I really want to point that out, because it's not just like these days, a lot of us work from home, and it's not just where we go physically, but it's also where are the sites that we go to online all of the time, right? So if you're on like Clubhouse, or if you're on like Twitter X Spaces, and like you go into conversations there, or like whatever it is that you do, right? Like where do you hang out and talk to people, or like which areas do you go to? This might have to do with conversations that need to be had in those areas, or a shifting in your patterns, or in how much time you spend in those areas, or in like in where you frequent, like which places do you frequent, and have to do with that. So I just think that it's worthy of examining this area of your life. It's worthy of taking a look at what conversations might need to be had, and how does that work with the waxing energy, you might ask. Well, there is movement forward, right? And we're trying to build momentum to move forward. And sometimes in order to create an ease and flow in that movement forward, there are some things that need to be wrapped up and taken care of. Now, generally, I would say that's a good waning phase kind of thing. But sometimes like you need to be able to like have those conversations so that you can build towards what you want to create. So I hope that makes sense. If this felt like it was insightful or valuable in any way, please give the video a like, send this to another Libra so that we can like really like build this channel. I do have videos that, as I said, at the end of 2023 are going to be out on the horizon, probably a month or two out as things stabilize. I can tell you guys more on the other side of this. But for right now, just know that I do still plan to release that kind of different content, and I'm excited about it. So if you're not subscribed already, please do, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.